Flash, bam, alakazam, out of an orange-colored sky.
Hey, it's you! Come on in and join us!
We're celebrating the autumnal equinox today with First Line Shave.
It's a Christmas morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why? Come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Matt and Brian are in there. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about our new stand from Ollyworks.
Y'all, they have recently come out with the aluminum stand, and I can't tell you how enamored I am of this thing. First of all, look how big it is. It's machined. It's heavy. Best part, it's got a spot for the other two plates that come along with your razor that you don't keep installed on it. So if you have a little bit more growth, a little bit less growth, you want to do some adventuring, you want to play it safe, your other plates are right there waiting for you. What a fabulous idea. And look how this looks sitting next to your sink. I got it for Sarah's dad for Christmas so he doesn't keep keeping it in the box. And if you're watching this, I got it for her other dad. And what is our soap today?
Well, our friend Barry, a Texan Shaves, said this scent may be the scent of the year, Autumnal Equinox. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the sales page at firstlineshave.com.
A highly anticipated collaboration between Howard Peranto and Black Mountain Shaving, Autumnal Equinox is the definitive fragrance of the American fall. Inspired by the Blue Ridge Mountains, this scent captures the magic of cool days, vibrant changing leaves, and mountain tradition.
Oh, my mama was from a little mountain town. The fragrance opens with an invigorating burst of cinnamon, apple, and pepperwood, mirroring the sharp, crisp mountain air and the last harvest bounty.
The heart descends into the warm, earthy core of the forest, rich tobacco, aromatic incense, and damp, rugged cypriol and labdanum, evoking the cozy wood smoke and the rich mountain soil.
It settles into a deep, enduring base of strong cedar, creamy sandalwood, and comforting vanilla, capturing the timeless, unyielding foundation of the ancient peaks. Autumnal Equinox, the spirit of the mountains.
Imperial Wagyu Tallow Shave Soap. We have entered the pinnacle of wet shaving. Experience the luxury of the finest shave of your life with our Imperial Wagyu Tallow Shave Soap.
They're not kidding. Y'all, innovative, not just with their bases, but with their scents. We are giant fans of First Line Shave, and we are so excited to take this one out of the box. This is how they come from First Line Shave. Y'all, beautiful. I love a box in a bag. All right, here we go. And y'all, while we did buy this one, Riley sent us Sutton Distilled for free for an upcoming episode. Stay tuned. Oh, there she is. Why don't you open that one up and I'll open up this.
Wow, look at that cover in person.
She's clearly smarter than me. It's like a test they give monkeys, and I'm totally failing it. Oh,
Hey, look at that.
It is. That's a beautiful label. A little bit of some kind of astrological calendar or something going on.
And
on
the
front of
Imperial
that.
sticker.
There it is. I can't wait to shave with this, and I haven't even smelled it yet because I know what this base can do. Well, y'all, come along. There are some mysteries and wonders in store today with this first impression. We got a sticker! I love it when the sticker matches the soap label. Oh, and it woke up the deaf dog. Sometimes the confetti does that. We have to sweep up under here after every episode. Are these astrological signs? They don't look familiar.
Or like a compass, but I don't know. They all have little different things. Is that a moon, a skull? I can't tell.
I'm Caesarean by birth, but I don't speak the language. All right, I'm going to take the first impression of this bad boy and see what I can find. All right. Oh, there might be a little vanilla hiding in there. Look at the color of the soap. Beautiful. All right. Here we go. Chin chin.
I think my brain already forgot all the scent notes. Let's see what you get.
Oh, a beautiful, rich, deep autumnal harvest scent through the familiar glasses of First Line Shave. If you have experienced something from them before, this is in their family. But what a beautiful divergence. Y'all, I didn't even hit the bottom yet. Hold on. Rich, dark, maples meeting seamlessly with the woods and then diving down into the spices. The fruits are on a whole nother level. Beautiful, dark, rich in color. I'm seeing burgundies. I'm seeing mahoganies. Nothing gets tart or sour. Everything rich and sweet and syrupy. Where those fruits are coming together. It's funny, I'm sensing this soap totally upside down. I'm getting the base notes first, and then something as beautiful and congenial as blueberry or blueberry flower is bringing me back up into these top notes. And then something a little smoky and vanilla-ish on top is diving me back down into the deeps of woods and spices in the base notes again. The movement's happening upside down, and it's not the gourmandy face of the fruits in here. You know what the fruits are bonding with for me? The tobacco. Ew. So you're getting an apple-ish tobacco. You're getting a cherry-ish tobacco under the surface. Hold on. Well, if you're familiar with Grove from PAA, that does fall in the lights and the florals and the fruits that way. This is kind of the opposite. This is that forest at night. This is about how deep and rich the fruits can go until they almost become a leather, until they almost become a tobacco, meeting with soily notes, with petrichor senses under the surface, and fabulously intense. We're looking at a 4 out of 5 here, folks. It's not sweet in a sugary way. Nothing's been added to sweeten it except maybe a hint of the vanilla. The rest is how the natural sweets of the soil, of the tobacco, of the fruits in their drier senses is coming through. I don't think it gets that sweet in scent, but it's really sweet in character. If that makes sense, right?
Is it more like masculine, feminine? Are you getting that? Or is that how that's coming across?
This is going to be funny, but when I asked my brain if this could be feminine, because I'm getting it as mostly masculine, it showed me a picture of Cruella de Vil.
Like how she's split in half?
And was like, this is what I smell like. So I guess opulent and elegant on one side, but crazy fun and just downright crazy on the other. But when I asked for a masculine reference, my brain served up that scene at the end of Vito Corleone's life where he's sitting out in the orchard with his grandkids. That's what he would smell like. And what a way to go. It does not smell like Luca Brasi. He smells like fish. And fall being my favorite time of year, I love that there's not an ounce of spring in this. I love there's not an ounce of summer or winter. This is sitting on my grandfather's farm, watching the leaves fall around the ranch house, feeling the earth giving up the last of its heat for the season and welcoming those beautiful autumnal spices into my nose. I love the memories that these shaving soaps bring back. Right, folks? I mean, they sold the farm when Grandpa died. How else would I ever be able to go back there?
Right?
Except for these. They even have it grayed out on Google Earth, dang it. And you know what? Apple, yes, but with a tiny bit of citrus chaser. And I'm also getting hints of like pomegranate, of some of the other autumnal fruits we'd have on the farm. Riley, how do you pull off some of the most beautiful, complex scents in all of the wet shaving world that so effortlessly whisk me back into my memories like I had a DeLorean at my disposal? Y'all, and in a Wagyu base. I mean, we are royalty, folks. All right, I want you to join me for this autumnal harvest. There are woods under the surface, but mostly it's how the fruits are dancing together. It's just amazing. The tobacco, this fall. Take it in. See what
when you go to the fruit side on the other side, then I feel like that's more my lane. And then you start talking about the woodsy other thing, I'm like, that's more your lane. So I'm very curious how this is going to land.
Channel your inner Cruella de Vil with this and see what happens. All right, take it in.
This rides the spice line in a very different way than some of our other autumnal kind of things. Like, I can kind of pick out other ones, like where the fruit and everything, but they keep bouncing off the spice in the middle for me. So that's like what at least my nose could land on. The spices don't get too gourmandy though. Like, they really stay, I think it said cinnamon in there somewhere, and that's kind of what I'm getting, but then that's as gourmandy as it gets. Above that is more the fruit sides, and you're right, they're the deeper, darker, almost like muddled fruits in a way. And then underneath that is more the woodsy tobacco spice bouncing back and forth. So I really like how I have like a kind of a middle zone, but there's a ride on top and a ride on the bottom. I don't know how this gets as dark as it does, but still stays like gentle somehow. Like I get it more in the season, like you would talk about like the darker crunching leaves and stuff, but there's a natural sweetness to this that I think the fruits are bringing through, that where you said almost like the fruits could become the leather, that really is kind of coming across. But then I get the dry texture of like the dried tobacco leaves or the actual leaves drying, that I really get those autumnal, deeper burgundy browns, those kind of colors coming through, but it doesn't quite go leather. It doesn't actually get to that point. Like it's still in the autumn phase, if that makes sense.
And I love that they resisted the urge to add darker things to this. There's no birch tar. In fact, there's nothing squinchy to this at all. There's not even oud in this to my nose, but it's how it goes dark. It goes dark in like a safe way. You know this forest. You grew up here. So when it goes dark, hey, that's just a new way to explore your backyard. You know what I mean?
I'm getting more of that smokiness, but I almost get like a burnt pepper, or like there's something like in there that I feel like it's coming into the woods. I'm not sure exactly which ones they are. I think you said mahogany, but if there's such thing as like a pepper wood that could be charred, something like that is in there at the base. Like I almost see like the charcoaly kind of after fire portion. I gotta say, I don't know if that would come across as apple if I hadn't read it. I know it's a fruit, but there's something that is happening to these fruits that I know it's autumn. It's at the end of the season. They're still gently sweet, but they're starting to get a little darker, a little deeper, like almost where fruits become wines, or like something has happened to them. They're not in the normal like pull off the tree form anymore. It is approaching that autumn fall vibes coming through.
For me, the apple's been baked and dipped in a little bit of honey.
There you go.
That's how it's presenting in here.
Like it's almost like the preserves or something without getting too candy. There's this, they're trying to make them last through the seasons ahead. There's nothing about this that goes scary. I know you mentioned like you're familiar with these farms, but I really could feel how people would think of like fall equals Halloween or something in that zone, and it doesn't get there. It just kind of feels cozy. Like you want to sit and have like a little bonfire while it's getting cooler outside, but it's not so cold that you wouldn't be out yet.
How sweet do you get it?
It really, I think that's what I meant by the fruits aren't in the normal, like, kind of take a bite anymore. There's somehow, it's kind of been morphed into the new season ahead, like the jams, or like, I just see things that have happened to the fruit.
Masculine or feminine?
I was going to get there because I know you got the Corilla image, but I feel like I would reach for this very often. I feel like it'll smell different on you, like more of the woods, the smokier, deeper kind of sides. On me, more the fruits and the spices, I think, would shine in a different way. So I think depending on who's wearing it, you'll have a good time. She needs a lot of attention. Right between the fruits and the spices, there's almost like if there could be an amber colored floral. I don't know how that's coming across, but somehow like you see the sun setting, that really goldeny hue of the sun, not like a pink anymore. It's almost that deeper orangey side right before the sun goes over the hill. That's in here somehow. And that's really getting like the equinox side, the shift for me.
We'll talk about a fabulous balance. The autumnal equinox, by definition, is when the day and the night are exactly equal lengths.
I feel like the word spice might mislead people. Like they might think pumpkin spice or something in the sweeter cooking. It's not that type of spice. It's almost like how woods have natural spices to them, or the tobacco has natural spices. More the deeper, drier, but warmer spices.
Right. No nutmeg, no clove.
No, but I can see where it approaches that cinnamon line, but that's where I would cut it. So I just don't want spices to become more froofy than they actually are.
Well, my curiosity is starting to get the best of me. Can we please go back and look at these scent notes and build you a Wagyu lather? All right, y'all, back to the sales page at firstlineshave.com. The fragrance opens with an invigorating burst of cinnamon, apple, and as you said, pepperwood. I love how the apple and the pepperwood are pulling against each other. It almost makes it feel like an effervescent apple.
And it really puts like a cap on each of them. Where apple can get a little sweeter, it kind of pulls it back down to earth. And same thing when pepperwood can be a little darker or almost too spicy. Somehow that tames it down. And the cinnamon, to me, is between the two.
And you know how apples can have kind of a sour tartness in the middle? Nothing like that is in here. This is the most beautiful vine-ripe, honey-crisp apple you could imagine that's been delicately stewed and given a little bit of an autumnal honey dip, I think. And then moving on, this starts to make a lot more sense. Tobacco, aromatic incense, and damp, rugged cypriol. Cypress and leather, and is that not the secret ingredient in here, along with labdanum to also be a little bit resinous, but to keep it a little bit light and creamy, evoking the cozy wood smoke of the rich mountain soil.
I get that now. And we both got something that was kind of approaching that rugged side, but again, not getting too deep or too dark. And somehow I think the incense is helping that right next to the tobacco. It is a journey. That mid zone is right where my nose went to, and it wanted to stay there.
And I'm still putting my flag in the idea that this is a tobaccoed cinnamon. This is a tobaccoed apple, a tobaccoed pepperwood. Everything is through the lens of a beautiful, rich, deep, spicy tobacco leaf, yet still keeping their own characters.
And both of us got an almost approaching leather, but not quite. And it must be where that rugged cypriol is actually having its magic.
And then a base of strong cedar, creamy sandalwood, which I feel like we've been ignoring a little bit for y'all.
True.
There is a definitively creamy base in this, and I think the vanilla helps that out too, capturing the timeless, unyielding foundation of the ancient peaks. Indeed.
I think it just rounds out the edges at the bottom so it doesn't get too dark of a base.
And it's not as spicy, like, as I might suspect. There's not, like, heat in this. It doesn't go up and down. It goes wide in the spice. It's an exploration of everything tobacco can be.
I think the cedar and sandalwood is why it's not too masculine for me. That little finish at the end, I feel like because it is more creamy and vanilla, that's where I would still rock this.
And are you kind of surprised that there's not 1% of jasmine in this, just to be a tiny wisp of a white floral?
That's where my brain said there's an amber floral in here. Like, it's not a bright springtime anything, but somehow something in it is still pretty.
And where did you get this beautiful matching bowl and brush set?
This is my custom set from AKA Brushworks. All right, y'all, here is that Wagyu base. It does have a nice little bite back to the stick here. We're going to sneak it into the bowl and kind of rub it into all those little groovies there.
Our first goal is just to transfer the soap up onto the brush. So I'm going to kind of build as thin a layer as I can on the bottom of this bowl, and then hit it with a little bit of water from the Sean and Julie Memorial Bougie Sprayer. And actually, since it is the Wagyu base, I'm going to give it a few extra pumps.
Yes, please. Just a little.
All right, I will leave you to it. What are you going to do now?
Taking my dry brush and start go one direction here over the soap, and then go in the other direction, just trying to get it onto the bristles themselves. And then I'm going to turn the brush and keep going. Same thing. One direction, other direction, just trying to get a nice thin layer in there, and then spin it again. Go one direction, other direction, and after it feels like there's not as much soap in the bowl anymore, I'm going to dive down in here and just grab a little water, start adding it in little by little. All right, y'all, here is this Wagyu base waking up.
Ooh.
And as Marcus would talk about the tiny bubbles, it is waking up. Let me just tell you, you said it was a 4 out of 5. I think it's getting stronger by the second. Getting a little bit more of that pepperwood smoke action waking up. Ooh, I think the way that the darkness is coming across, it's actually a really fun thing to have to going from autumn into winter.
Right. Just gets cozier and cozier the more I smell it.
Right? I just want to be under a blanket or in a flannel jacket.
Doesn't this smell... Okay, hold on. I'm having a revelation.
Yeah?
Think of that comfy, worn-in suede/leather jacket that you love so much, and how it smells so rich and spicy and beautiful, of all the adventures you've ever had. I don't know how to better explain that. And this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Which Equinox Is It With on 3. 1, 2... Something cherry tobacco?
Yeah, I'm with you.
In that, I'm getting cherries, y'all, but not in this, more in that. No, I am getting fruits of this. The apple's coming out in a very cherry rose-ish, strawberry-ish way.
But it disappears a little faster for me. That brings me in, and then right away, I'm jumping into the spices and all the woods action.
I mean, the tobacco never leaves.
No.
And let me be clear, it's not tobacco smoke. It's like when my grandpa would crack open a brand new bag of his cherry tobacco and you could just take it in.
Yeah, it doesn't quite go cherry, but it's an autumnal fruit in there, like something between apple and cherry.
Right.
Somebody in there.
Now, we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, but we do have my meteorite right there and a Wagyu base right here.
We don't want it to go to waste.
That's true. Well, while we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, I do want you to see how this Wagyu base coats and covers a dry face. Are you seeing this? It's like 2 inches thick. For sure in the same family as Vivienne in Wonderland, if you experienced that. Beautiful.
There is a nice good slickness to this that I forget a little more with the Wagyu here, but padded, super padded still.
Like no matter how hard I push down, it doesn't change.
Like I can't quite get through, which is what the razor is for.
Well, y'all, let's take this below the root and go a little bit deeper. Is there anything more beautiful than the ombre splash bottles from First Light Shave. I love these things. All right, here we go. You get to go first. A little bit of something there and a little bit of something here. All right. Chin chin. Oh. Y'all, it's like he went into every single autumnal fruit he could find and just pulled out the most magical part of the heart of each fruit and then put them together in a cornucopia for me, because we are royalty in this hobby.
I'm waiting for it to dry down because at the beginning, this is much brighter than the soap was for me. This had a much darker kind of side. This, I still feel like the sun's out a little bit over here.
Are you getting that sense of barber powder
kind of
in this splash that I am? That's what makes this incredible. And you know what? Hold on. We need a brief meeting. There is at least 35% more goodness in the splash. And it goes out into some incredible, creamy, clean directions that aren't fruity, that are playing on the outskirts of this scent and taking them even further and raising the stakes even higher, which is why, as a result of the recent meeting that we have just had, and we did not let Lainey into that meeting. This is a meeting for grown-ups. Autumnal Equinox has been officially added to our 2025 Barbershop Duet Masterpiece collection, y'all. And it's not the first line shade in that category. Absolutely deserving and absolutely iconic. My memory already is holding this scent. I can already close my eyes and smell it without actually smelling it.
I can definitely see why all the gents were like, and purchasing EDP. Because if this is how it's happening in the dry down of the splash, I'm so curious to have it be on you even for just a little bit longer and experience the full width through the day as it dries down and just becomes part of your soul.
I don't say this very often, but this is the kind of scent that every time you get a wisp of it on your shoulder, it makes you happy. It reminds you of the fun little pockets of life that you get to look forward to whenever this day you're having to live is over. Even a little rosewood under the surface of this for me. Are you getting that?
I think it's how the tobacco magic is jumping in. Whatever it is, we are enjoying it.
And Barry Bedford at Texan Shades, who might very well be in the live premiere chat of this episode. Hey, Barry, thanks for coming. Maintains his perfect record on recommendations to the Barbershop Duet. This is a masterpiece. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Humpty Dumpty, having a fantastic Christmas and a little worried about spring. Well, that's going to go great. And then into summer, you're going to be a little worried about the temperatures, because after all, you are an egg. But you're going to come out of that unscathed. But just about the time the autumnal equinox comes along, you're going to have a great fall and get your own. So head over to firstlineshave.com to find this and a ton of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Autumnal Equinox. A little bit lighter, but a little bit richer than I was kind of expecting, knowing the First Line Shave line the way I do. Think Scrooge McDuck versus Warren Buffett. But y'all, let's talk about this lather. This Wagyu lather is insane. I have got this row of hairs under my chin that run this way and the grain runs that way, and they stick out like barbed wire. And no matter what I try to do, I always end up with a rose garden of weepers under here. Well, when this went on the other night, I was like, you know what? This kind of feels different. This kind of feels like I can take my Henson and a very light touch and try to go right across the grain on those things. And I did, and it was fabulous. No irritation, no weepers. Y'all, this stuff is a cut above and I am loving it. I'm going to go back to this and my North French Broad Avenue in the week ahead to continue refining my process. Thank you, Riley and Joe, who we understand had a hand in this scent. Of course, he did. We will be back soon for some Sutton Distilled.
Welcome to our December messages.
Well, y'all, for the occasion of my 50th birthday on December 18th, Sarah reached out to Grizzly Bay to see if they might make me a custom barbershop colored brush for the occasion. And not only did they do that, they sent a second one here to the show for free to give away to one of you. And all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to wesetYou@thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first January episode when we will draw our lucky winner's name on the show.
Best of luck! I'm actually very glad we're about to go for a walk right now, and the sun is about to set, so does that not scream autumnal equinox? I don't know what does.
Absolutely. And you know what's great about this? A lot of times when I approach my shave locker, I just want a lane. I don't even think artisan. I don't even think particular scent note. I just think like gourmandy, light, soapy, clean. Well, y'all, this defines spicy for me. If you are a fan of things like Diction, Briar, you all know the lanes we're talking about. This is your pony, and with a tobacco-esque charm that I have never smelled in this entire wet shave world, and in a Wagyu base to boot. Merry Christmas to us. Thank you, First Line Shave. And hey, even though we bought this one, thank you for sending out something distilled for free for us to do another First Line episode on this season. We are so lucky.
Yes, don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.